Hello everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. So I have two pumpkin molds out today. One was ordered by Barbara, who I just did that rose jar for yesterday. She wants this one. This one I made last year and it was filled with pearls. It was really pretty. It was like a off-white color. It was gorgeous. This one is the new one I just got from Into Resin that I just made in orange. But look at the screen, guys. See these two pictures? These are the pictures that Barbara sent me. That's how she wants her pumpkin, and I thought that is super cool. I've never seen a blue pumpkin before. We are going with it. So we're going to do her pumpkin in a mica powder, and I picked light blue because that was, I think, as close to those pumpkins as I can get that I have as far as powders go, and I think it'll be so pretty in a mica powder. And I took out my gold metallic so I could paint the stem in gold, so I don't have to paint it afterwards with a paint pen, because if you keep using it, it will rub off. And then I'm gonna go through the blue theme and use this beautiful pigment paste that I made. This is that like cobalt blue that I made the pen holder with last week as well. This is a gorgeous color. I made that pigment paste. If you want to make pigment paste, check out this video number and you can make your own pigment paste as well. So that's going in this one. Both of these hold almost, I think this one holds a full 10 ounces. I think this one holds around 9. I'm just gonna mix up 20 because if I have extras, I already know what she wants for her extras. So let me get some resin mixed up. I'm gonna use my casting resin today. I have some working time with that, so I'll split it into 2 once it's all mixed up. I've got it split up 10 and 10. Well, this one's just under 10 and this one is just over 10 because this one's just barely bigger. So before I throw it through the vacuum chamber, I'm going to get my colors mixed. Now, while it was mixing, I realized I didn't put the mica in there, so I quick put that in and cleaned off the edge. Just paint that in with a paintbrush and it will come off with your resin. If you're new and you're not sure what I'm doing, it was this metallic mica powder. And metallics look amazing when you put them in your resin. So I'm going to mix up hers first and put her mica powder in this cup and get it mixed really, really well before I add it to the full amount of resin. That way you don't have any bits that are not mixed in, and you will definitely be able to tell if you didn't mix your mica good. I've learned my lesson. Those who have watched me know I've learned my lesson. So just like I mix it really good and then I add a little bit more resin to this little cup. Make sure it's all like dissolved in there, and then I'll put it in there. And if you need more, you just got to do the same thing. I don't like to cut corners, especially on orders. I only want to make them once. I don't like to waste resin, as you guys don't either. I know you don't. Everybody's always trying to save fails. Nobody wants to waste any resin. Hopefully we don't have any saves today. I did have to do a save on her little jar, but it worked out in the end. And sometimes your saves are like really happy accidents. It happens to me a lot. Like, oh, if I didn't have to save that, it wouldn't have been as beautiful. All right, let me cap this before I spill it. All right, I'm just gonna dump this into the resin and mix it up really well. And then I'll get my other one done, and then we'll put them both in the vacuum chamber together. I think this is going to be so pretty. Satiny looking pumpkin. And the reason I'm doing a semi-transparent on the other one is because of all those facets. Those facets look amazing with transparency. I mean, you can use mica powders in there. In my personal opinion, I don't think it looks as good. I should do one for you eventually just to show the difference, but it's not going to be today. I have so many videos stacked up. You guys are requesting. I just don't have enough days in the year to do them all. But I'm trying to get through. All of them. All right, so this one, let me move this. This is a gorgeous pigment paste. I guess I should mix this first. It settles as it sits in my cabinet, so just mix up your pigment paste real good before you use them. There we go. Now, the only thing with the lid on this pumpkin is it's so much shallower than the bowl itself. It does come out a lighter color. So if you use a mica powder, that would not happen. It would all be the same color. So I did notice that when I did the orange pumpkin. It wasn't horribly different, but it was definitely, you could tell. I don't know if the average person would notice it or if it's just us that are making it that notices it, but I definitely noticed it. I'm going to put just a tiny, tiny bit more after I wipe my stick off here. Try not to put resin in your pigment paste containers, or you're going to have bits that cured in there. And that'll be good. Whatever it is, that's good. Now I gotta scrape it down. All right. And I'm going to throw these in the chamber for about 5 minutes. When you put colors in your resin and then throw them in the vacuum chamber, it's going to bubble forever. It just does. I guess there's a reason for it. I don't know the reason, but I just time it 5 minutes and then I pull it out. I do want to mix this a little bit better because I can still see streaks. Unless that's on my, could be on my stick. Yeah, it seems every time I use the chamber, it's always 5 minutes, no matter what I'm doing, no matter how much resin I put in there. And I could put a ton of resin in there and a ton of silicone in there when I'm making molds, and it's generally always 5 minutes. All right, here we go. I'm going to spray this one, not the lid because of the powder, but I am going to spray this one with alcohol. And I don't know that it got down in there, but I don't want any bubbles if I could at all avoid them. Just get it all around here. And pour it before it disintegrates, before it dissipates. It doesn't look like it holds that much, but it holds a lot of resin. I'm just gonna stop and like squish it around real quick, just in case the alcohol's taking a day off. Oh gosh, please tell me I have enough. I might be mixing up a little bit more. There's not a whole lot in here. Please let me have enough. I'm gonna be scraping this like crazy. I can spray alcohol now, so it goes up under that lip really well. Oh, the perfect amount. I always get nervous at the end of the batch. So this was about 9.5 ounces. Nine and a half exactly. There we go. This one I am not going to spray because of the handmade mold. So let's pray it does not get any bubbles. So I'm just going to pour it really slow and do the same thing. Just tap it down or squish it around with your hand. And I might like embellish these after we unmold this time. I'm not sure. I don't want to do a whole lot to this one because it's already really pretty. Let me just squish it around. And again, I'm going to be nervous I don't have enough. I usually always make too much resin, and lately I haven't made enough resin. And this one's got to go down in that little tiny hole too, so let me just make sure it's going to go down there. I'm going to let these sit a few hours. Once they're pretty firm, then I will turn my heat mat on. But I don't want to create any problems with the heat mat going on too quickly, especially since it's an order. I always wait till it's pretty solid and then just go through with a heat mat just to do a final cure real quick. All right, I got a little bit left over in that one, so I will make something out of it and see you on demold. They're cured. It's time to see what we got. So first I'm going to undo the extras. She wanted a few turtles made into magnets. So I poured these turtles about halfway so they're not super thick. This is a chocolate mold I got from somewhere. I don't know, Hobby Lobby or Michael's. Those are pretty much the only two stores I go to around here. So she's got herself 3 little turtles, and maybe I'll do something to their little shells. There's little lines in there. I'm not sure I have a pen that small, but I don't know. We'll play around with them. So she's got 3 of those. And then I'm loving these little typography molds. I can't finish them today, but here's the blue part. And these go in here. And then you pour the rest of it another day. So if you haven't seen these the past few days, I've been pouring a lot of extras in here because they look so cool. You just stick them in this side and then you pour your water or whatever. This is backwards because I did blue first. So I'll pour clear water. You can get tiny little stuff to stick in there if you want to. So we'll pour those another day. I'm still waiting for clear to pour that one from the other day. So here's a blue one. Oh, I over poured that, so I'll trim that off. This really is supposed to go across the whole thing, but because I did blue, I didn't want it to go across the whole thing. So I just did this part right here. So I'm just gonna trim these pieces off. and then file it down, or let me use a little knife here. And then when I have some clear resin left over, then I'm gonna pour the rest of these. Pour them all at once, and we'll have a big finishing day that day. So that one will go in here, and it's got 2 sides with steps. So I wonder, I can just put it in the center. Doesn't necessarily have to be all the way at the edge. Got some yellow on it of something. And then this one is gonna have to wait its turn because I've got the blue one in there. So maybe I'll do the blue first. I'm not sure, but those are my extras for today. Nothing I can finish today except those little guys, which is no big deal. All right, shall we do first? Shall we do Barbara's first? Let's do Barbara's first. I'm anxious to see the gold stem on this one. There it is. It came out perfect. That is so cute. A blue pumpkin. Who would have ever thought? I'm guessing they painted them, but I could be wrong. Nature is amazing. Oh gosh, this one is... It's been a year since I've made this one, so I can't remember how hard it is to pull it out. I'm gonna just roll it down, I think. If I could get the whole thing started. There we go. Oh, is that pretty? It's so satin-like. I gotta trim the bottom, but other than that, oh, it's gorgeous. There's no bubbles anywhere. Check that out. So I'm gonna think about if I want to do anything to that one. Let me fix my mold before I move to the next one. I know she likes things blinged out just like I do, so I got to think about this one. I don't want to do too much to it because I don't want to take away from it. All right, this one. Beautiful. Hopefully, whoops, I'm always dropping these. Little piece there. Oh, that was silicone. That looks so pretty. Sometimes on these really tight crystallines, some of your silicone will come off with the mold. And this one has a little piece here, so it only fits one way into the pumpkin. Blue pumpkins. Look at that shine, you guys. It is so pretty. Look at that. That is so gorgeous. And I'm thinking about taking like a silver marker because silver goes with, see, this goes one way. Silver goes with blue. So nice. Remember I was telling you the lid might look a little different? That's what's happening because it's not poured as deep as this one. There's some gemstones on the bottom. So this is it ended up being opaque colored. See, this tight part has like little pieces of the silicone that comes off with it. So I think I'm going to take like a stiff brush and get it off. It just cures and sticks to your piece. I'm sure you're never going to notice it. But there is that one. Let me trim the bottoms and I will come back when I have a plan put together. I was trimming the bottom, so if you get this particular mold, don't dome this mold. There was a big, huge edge that had to be trimmed off, and now you can see all these trim marks. So in order for me to fix that, I'm going to take my UV resin, and this is my high viscosity, so it doesn't move. And I'm just going to put a little dot and spread it all around. You can even take your finger and rub it all the way around here just to bring back that shine that you just trimmed off. See, I wasn't too thrilled that I domed one for for a change. Like, I'm usually always wanting to dome my stuff. So I'm just gonna take my resin, get it shiny again, so you're not noticing all these trim marks on the bottom. It doesn't take a lot. Now I'm using this one so it doesn't drip everywhere. So it's always good to have your different types of UV resins on hand just in case you need it for something like this. So you can take your flashlight. I'm just gonna go around it real quick, and then I will throw it in the big light for a few minutes and figure out what I'm going to do from here. While I'm waiting for that to cure in the UV light over on the other side of my room, I'm gonna take these tiny little blue rhinestones. Do I do blue or do I do silver? I think I'm gonna do the blue. I'm gonna go around the stem. I think that's it. So I'm just gonna take this is Liquid Fusion, and take a wax. A lot of people ask me what these are. These are wax pencils. They come in all different forms. They come in these ones. They come in these really big ones. They come in these kind, and that's a wax tip. So you just take your wax tipped pencil, a little bit of Liquid Fusion, or whichever, there's multiple different kinds you can use, and just do a section at a time. And pick these up. This tray, you just shake it. If you use them all that are face up, shake it, and it will put some more face up for you. And then the wax pencil just picks them up really easily and places them into your glue. And then every once in a while, if they get crooked, I'll grab a little knife like this, and I'll just straighten them out before they dry. They'll be dry in like 20 minutes. So if you need to straighten them out, don't wait till the very end. Just do them as you go. Otherwise, you might not have a chance to do that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go around this and stick you on a little fast forward because this can get time consuming. And I'll look at it after that and see if I want to go any further with it. See how they do move. So then you just straighten them back out before you move on if you have to. So if you don't like tedious work, this is not the work you're going to want to do. It's done. Here's the extras. I gave them a little silver back because I could not get in those tiny lines. So I just used my chrome marker in silver. And then I added magnets to the back. But it gave them a little sparkle other than just a blue turtle. So I'm just gonna set those up there to dry. Here is Barbara's. After I did that, I set it down, I put everything away, and I'm looking at it like, that needs something else. So I went around just the edge. with tiny little blue ones. I think, you guys, what do you think of a new name for my channel? Like, I was thinking while I was doing this, I should be named like Resin and Rhinestones instead of Glitz and Glitter. That's a pretty catchy name, Resin and Rhinestones, because it seems like that's all I do anymore. And then this one, chrome marker, went around the edge of that. And then I did every other big gem, because that chrome marker looks like gorgeous. It still shows the facets on them. What do you think? Did I do too much? Sometimes less is more, I know. It was beautiful just as blue, but I wanted to see what it looked like with some bling on it this time. Well, that's it for today, you guys. Thanks for stopping in. I hope you learned about blue pumpkins like I did today. I will get you some final pictures, so stick around for those. And as always, I'll see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. Have a blessed night, everyone. Bye.